what you gotta do, but I need everyone to help out, and let's get this channel back to where it was. And another way you can help me out by doing that is hitting that like button. I want to get to 60 likes on this video. And down below, yes, I am putting all of you guys on the spot. In the comment section down below, let me know what number you were when you hit that like button. Let me know down below. Let me know down below. Comment, or just comment on tonight's story. So, let's begin. Now, I was about, honestly, I don't even remember. I must have been like maybe in between the age of like 20 and 23. I'm not really sure. And I was a camp counselor. Now, let me backtrack a little bit to give you an insight of this camp. I went to the same camp when I was younger. It was in the Bronx in New York, and the reason why I went to this camp and the reason we found it anyway is because my mother was a nurse practitioner and she used to work at Montefiore Hospital. And this camp, all she had to do was drop me in front of the hospital every morning before 9 o'clock. I would get on the bus and we would go somewhere every single day. This camp didn't have a campsite. We were picked up in front of Montefiore Hospital, and we were dropped off at Montefiore Hospital. And depending on your age, like I was in, when I went to the camp, I was in the highest you can go, because I think the camp stops at like 15. We used to have like one night a week that would be late night, which means like during the week we would come back by 5 o'clock, but late night we would come back between the hours of like 10 or 11 o'clock, which was inconvenience for a lot of parents. But hey, the camp was very expensive because, like I mentioned, we actually didn't have a campsite. When you sign up, you are given a calendar, and it has like everything written on it for the whole month and what you're gonna do, whether it was going to a lake or fishing or great adventures or whatever. Oh yes, we traveled, and we went to like Washington DC for 3 nights. So it was an expensive camp, but it was convenient for any parent that worked at this hospital. And of course, if you work for Montefiore Hospital, you got a discount, and Montefiore employees got first pick off, the camp. So let's fast forward to when I became a camp counselor. So I decided to be a camp counselor for, they weren't the oldest group, but they were second to oldest. So they range from, I think they were like 12 to 14 or something, or like 11 to 13. I don't know, but they were pretty young. They weren't in the single digits, I know that. And they were, I would say, I'm gonna stick to 11 to 13 because only the older kids were able to travel out of state. And so we did the Washington trip, was good, but this Bloody Mary story takes place in Canada. So we were going to Canada for 1 week, and we all had to be at the Montefiore Hospital, in front of the hospital, at 5 a.m. And we all got one of those, those charter buses with like the bathroom in the back. We all piled in, and we took that drive to Canada. If I heard the wheels on the bus go round and round one more time, I was gonna throw up. And then they would do that beer bottle song. Oh my god. And then anytime they would forget whatever number they were at, they would start again. And there was times I'd be like, no, you were at 303. Don't play with me. Don't start that damn song over again. Oh my god. It was like 12 hours on a bus with kids, between like the stopping and stuff. Oh my god. I never knew a bus ride can be torture, because that's exactly what it was. It was torture. So the middle of that line, so there was no crossing over. There was no trying to sneak over to like the boys or girls sections. Like, you actually had to like pass us to do that. And let's face it, there was someone always awake throughout, the night or whatever. So once we got in and we got situated, whatever, my girls decided they wanted to try this Bloody Mary story. Now, I just want to throw out there that this story to this day creeps my nephew out. Like, he says we have watched so many scary movies. I mean, especially growing up with me. I'm a horror fanatic. like one girl, like I said, had the scratches on her face. The other one had scratches like on her chest, and the other one was just so spooked out, like she never was the same throughout the rest of the week. Yeah, we had one full week, and nobody slept that night. Nobody, especially me, because I honestly, I didn't have an answer. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was, and we definitely had to call the camp, and we were like, well, do we come back home? Like, what do we do? And then it was actually up to like the parents or whatever, but after everyone explained everything, they stayed. But I just knew, I just had this feeling like when I got back to the camp, like drop off, I knew I was gonna have like 10 to 13 parents like in my ear, like, what you do to my kid? And I just knew I was fired. I knew I was fired, like. And then my mom kept telling me, like, calm down, you not like you didn't do it. And I'm like, but I'm responsible for these girls. What do you mean? That it was so crazy. And then that night, like I said, it was just chaos. It was just so crazy. I felt so bad. And then on top of that, we had to go back well, it wasn't just me. It was me and like 2 other camp counselors. We went back in the bathroom, and we actually had to like clean up the shattered glass. Like, y'all, I have no explanation. I don't know. No one had a marble. No one had like, and I even checked to see like if any girls had like, fake nails on or something like these. Were young girls. None of them had like press-on nails, or none of their nails were done. It was nothing like that. And like I said, before they ran out into the gym, one of the counselors stopped all of them, and we checked everyone's pocket. There was no weapon, nothing. To this day, I do not have an explanation on what happened. I do not. I remember that one girl who was like speechless, whatever, and she had glass in her hair. And I'm just so happy that like no one really got hurt. And then like I think the next day I realized a couple of girls had like little scratches from like the mirror shattering. Like I said, it didn't like shatter into billions of pieces, but there was pieces enough that some of them got like little cuts on their face or whatever. I don't know. And one girl said like when the mirror shattered, she was like this, and she had like maybe 2 or 3 like little glass cuts in her hand. It was the weirdest thing. I honestly don't know. And even when I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't have an explanation. I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, when we got back to the campsite, all the parents were eagerly waiting to get their children, and there might have been like maybe 4 parents that were so pissed off. But when I tell you that these girls went to bat for me, like I was so surprised. The girls weren't having it. I mean, I was labeled the fun counselor. Let's be realistic. Like, I'm a kid at heart. I love children. So these girls were not trying to have another camp counselor. They were like, no, Majestic did nothing wrong. And they were like, no, she checked the bathroom. She even